Imagine waking up one day just like any other. You make your coffee, savor the quiet moments of the morning, and check your bank account. But something's different today. The numbers on the screen don't feel right. Everything you thought you knew about your money has changed. Recent shifts in U.S. monetary policy and changes in the Federal Reserve's actions are starting to show their effects. The U.S. dollar, the world's reserve currency, the backbone of global trade, the very symbol of financial stability, is under threat. But what if the collapse of the U.S. dollar isn't just some fear looming in the future? What if it's happening right now, slowly, quietly, right under our noses? In this video, we're going to explore the warning signs that the U.S. dollar is already collapsing, the hidden impacts it will have on the global economy, and how it could affect your life and your future. More importantly, we'll dive into specific, actionable steps you can take to protect and grow your wealth in these uncertain times. Let's begin with what's happening at the core of this shift, the U.S. Federal Reserve. Right now, we're in the middle of a major policy regime change. Over the past couple of years, the Federal Reserve has been tightening, raising interest rates at the fastest pace in history to combat inflation. They've also been letting debt roll off their balance sheet, aiming to stabilize the economy. But now the Fed is starting to pivot, and we're headed toward a period of easing. This means interest rate cuts are coming soon, potentially faster than expected. This isn't the first time the Federal Reserve has made such a move. We've seen this before during the dot-com crash, the 2008 financial crisis, and the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. Every time the Fed moves from tightening to easing, the results are the same. Markets react, and asset prices either soar or collapse depending on how these shifts are handled. But there's another layer to this: global pressure on the dollar. The US dollar isn't just facing pressure from within. There are global forces at play, challenging its dominance. You've probably heard of the BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These countries are banding together to reduce their reliance on the US dollar, working on what many call de-dollarization. As countries like China trade oil with Saudi Arabia in yuan, or Russia seeks alternatives to the dollar for global trade, the world is moving toward a system where the US dollar is no longer the center of the financial universe. The idea that the dollar's reign as the global reserve currency might be ending isn't just speculation anymore. It's happening. As if that weren't enough, central banks around the world are quietly stockpiling gold at unprecedented levels. In fact, central banks are now holding more gold than at any time in the last 50 years. Since the 2008 financial crisis, they've been steadily increasing their gold reserves. Gold, traditionally viewed as a safe haven, has become the second largest reserve asset in the world, just behind the US dollar. But here's what's crucial. As these central banks hoard gold, they are signaling that they are preparing for a world where the dollar is no longer the only game in town. You might be wondering, when will the dollar collapse? Is it something we'll wake up to one morning and suddenly realize our money is worth half of what it was? Well, the truth is, the collapse of the dollar isn't some dramatic overnight event. It's already happening, just at a pace that might not be immediately obvious. Let's take a closer look. Over the last 4 years, the median U.S. home price has increased by nearly 50%. What does that mean for your dollar? It means your money buys 50% less house than it did just a few years ago. The S&P 500, one of the main stock market indices, is up by 146% in the same period. Your dollars are losing value against these assets, meaning they're buying less. Bitcoin, often referred to as digital gold, has skyrocketed by over 1,000% in 4 years. Oil prices have risen by 75%, directly affecting the cost of everything from transportation to goods. The dollar is losing value, not just against other currencies, but against the things we need every day: homes, investments, commodities. And the worst part? Most people aren't noticing because the decline is happening gradually. If you like this kind of video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with videos like this. So, what can you do? The answer lies in protecting yourself through smart, forward-thinking decisions. Here are some strategies to consider. Number 1, invest in hard assets. Gold, silver, real estate, and other tangible assets hold their value over time. Historically, they perform well during periods of monetary instability. Number 2, diversify globally. Don't rely on one currency or one market. Consider spreading your wealth across multiple currencies, commodities, and investments to mitigate risk. Number 3, stay informed and adaptive. The global economy is changing fast. Keeping up with these changes and being able to adapt your strategy is key to navigating this new financial landscape. We are already seeing a boom in hard assets like commodities, real estate, and metals like gold and silver. This trend isn't just a short-term blip, it's a long-term shift away from reliance on financial engineering and speculative stocks. The rich are getting richer because they understand this. They are moving their money into real assets, the things that hold value when currencies falter. If we look at history, we see the same pattern over and over. During times of currency devaluation or collapse, whether it's Weimar Germany, Venezuela, or Argentina, those who invest in real, productive assets come out ahead. Gold soars in value. Real estate holds firm. Businesses that produce tangible goods thrive. It's easy to look at all of this and feel a sense of panic. The end of the US dollar's dominance is a big deal, and it's happening now. But instead of fear, let this be a moment of clarity. There is opportunity in every crisis. History has shown us time and time again that those who are prepared, those who understand the changes taking place, can not only protect themselves, but thrive. The key is to position yourself strategically by investing in the right assets, diversifying globally, and staying informed. Now is the time to start making those moves. As we move into this new monetary regime, remember, your biggest asset is knowledge and preparation. Choose wisely, invest strategically, and you can navigate these turbulent times with confidence. This summary explores the ongoing decline of the US dollar and its effects on both personal wealth and the global economy. The collapse is not an overnight event, but a gradual process driven by shifts in US monetary policy and global forces. Key factors include the Federal Reserve's policy changes, moving from tightening to easing, which is expected to lead to rate cuts and market volatility. Globally, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are actively working to reduce their reliance on the US dollar, a trend known as de-dollarization. This shift signals that the dollar's dominance in global trade and finance is weakening. Central banks worldwide have been stockpiling gold at unprecedented levels, indicating a preparation for a future where the dollar is no longer the world's primary reserve asset. Gold's rising importance is a clear signal of the changing financial landscape. Evidence of the dollar's decline can already be seen in the rising prices of assets like homes, stocks, oil, and Bitcoin. This reflects a loss of purchasing power for the dollar, meaning it buys less of these essential assets than it did a few years ago. In response to these trends, the importance of protecting personal wealth is emphasized through investing in hard assets such as gold, silver, and real estate. Diversifying globally and staying informed about economic shifts are also crucial strategies. The decline of the US dollar, while concerning, offers opportunities for those who are prepared to adapt and make strategic investments. As we move into this new monetary regime, remember, your biggest asset is knowledge and preparation. Choose wisely, invest strategically, and you can navigate these turbulent times with confidence. Leave a comment below with your thoughts, hit the like button if you found this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights. The collapse isn't coming, it's already happening. The question is, are you ready? If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support means the world, and it helps us keep bringing you more great content. Plus, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below.